7-pound smallmouth.
No.
And they made him fillet it.
Dollar smallmouth. Dollar smallmouth. Dollar smallmouth.
No, it don't.
It never gets old.
It never does.
It's
It's funny. Good job, Wes, on that one.
yeah. Way to go, Wes.
That was pretty funny. And that song right there came out of me and him whenever we were just testing the equipment for the podcast.
Really?
Yeah. We were just like trying to get the audio right and the video and everything. And we're like talking, just trading stories. And that story made a song. So now it's in my podcast. And yeah.
You just got to fly with it.
Hey, sometimes the best ones come out of the blue.
I like that.
Yeah. Well, anyways, welcome back, folks.
Yes.
Today it is myself and Coy.
Yeah.
We are the special guests for you today.
We're going to talk fishing. We're going to talk Table Rock.
Yeah. Maybe some other lakes too, but
Yeah.
for now, Table Rock's the big one because that's both of our home lakes.
Home lakes.
Yeah. We're the closest to it. So, yeah. How you been?
Dude, I've been good. I've been busy, but I'm fixing to go on vacation.
There you
So
go.
I'm kind of like winding down. Bass fishing's really, really good. I mean, I've had some good guide trips, good on the water lessons, helping people. That's what I like to do.
Won a couple tournaments.
I didn't win just a couple.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah. Me and my partner, Danny Hancock, shout out to Danny. Danny's been on the water for, I don't know, he's lived in Branson probably, or Reed Springs, I could probably say, 35 years.
Yeah.
I want to say that. Sorry, Danny, if I got that wrong. So he's been on the water quite a bit, and we're neighbors.
Works out.
We bounce off of each other.
Mhm.
He's like a mentor. He's a sage. I look up to him. He's a good dude. He likes to help people, and that's what I'm about. So when you
Yep.
get two guys like that and you just mesh well together on a boat, it just makes the whole night a whole lot funner. He calls me Top Shelf, and that's a nickname he calls me. And we've taken this secrecy that no one's ever going to know why they call me Top Shelf. So,
All right.
but we've been winning some tournaments. Me and him are probably gonna fish the OMTTs together,
Nice.
and probably some anglers in action together if he can. And then I think I'm gonna probably fish the solo series
Ooh.
next year too. So
Hey.
everyone
Hey
get
now.
ready.
Hey now.
Now,
You guys have been knocking me off my big fish name, huh? These boys over here. Yeah.
Big Fish Eddie.
I'll be gone for next year. Because I'm just saying that as a joke. But like this year, I enjoyed it a lot. And I actually joined the solo series watching Luke Ruth.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is the second year that they're doing the series. And it's fun. It's a good time. It really is. And then like for next year, you said you might be joining.
Well, I was on the verge of not doing it, gonna do it, not gonna do it because my schedule's pretty full next year.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I'm not fishing the BFLs anymore. That's what I think. I'm not knocking the BFLs or the MLF, but it's just not
your style.
not money savvy.
Okay.
Unless you step in like to the Toyotas. The Toyotas is where the money's at. Like the BFLs, I guess you want to call them the grassroots of everything, because it's just not profitable for me. I don't think. I mean, I might jackpot some here and there, but I'm not gonna. But the reason why I want to fish the solo series is because the interview that you had with
Randy.
Mm-hmm. The guy seemed really original. He seemed like he really wants to help the anglers, and he wants to be for the angler. And that's what I like to look at. I don't like to look at big sum corporation that I fished probably every trail you could think of.
Mm-hmm.
Texas team trails, that's another beast. If you want a good team trail,
let's go. Let's go give it a shot, Coy.
well, that's why you got like guys that are, what is his name? He invented the jig, one of those jigs. I can't even remember his name, but there's a big group of them that fish the Elite Series, that fish those
Yeah.
Texas Team Trails.
Didn't like Keith Combs or something come out of there too?
Keith Combs does. An old timer. There's a legend that fishes it.
Denny Brown.
Denny Brower. That's who I was thinking.
Yeah,
about.
I thought that's who you meant when you said jig.
So
I watched him flip that dude. He was my guy. I've like in high school. So in my high school, it was like you have to read a certain amount of books, and then if you test well on all of them, you get to, like, I guess, check out whatever book you want or magazines or whatever that the library had.
Yeah.
And the first like month or two of the school year, I would try so hard to read all the books I can for the whole year. They would let you test ahead.
Yeah.
So I tested everything within the first 2 months. And then for the rest of the school year, I'd check out the Bassmaster magazines because they got one every month. And I would read them front to back. And Denny Brower was the one that I watched a lot. Like I read about, we didn't have TV whenever I was in my household.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't get the chance to watch them. Except if Dad would buy the VCRs.
VCR.
That was awesome, man. We had a collection of like the In Fisherman. And, and we had
Othell Allender.
Yeah, that guy. Still to this day, my brother and we still quote him. There's this one crappie episode he had, and he was catching slabs, and then he caught this little guy. Like, I'm talking, it couldn't be more than like probably 6 inches, little crappie. And then he's like, "Oh, little guy, well, you got all the trouble for you," you know. And to this day, that's my brother Mark. Me and him do this most, but we all do. All the brothers do. We watched it, and during the tournaments or practice or something, we would catch a little guy, and we would, "Oh, little guy."
Yeah. I love his accent. The way he say walleyes. That's what. I caught some walleye today.
Oh yeah.
If people want to go catch walleye right now on Table Rock, it's July 10th.
Mm-hmm.
Is that today?
I think so.
Yeah. July 10th. If you want to go catch walleye right now, oh boy, go out on the main lake points. You can catch all you want, but it's probably going to end pretty quick. So,
yeah, not as much people fish for walleye.
Yeah,
on Table Rock, and we had a podcast a couple days ago here in Modern with Randy and some of the Soul Series guys.
Mm-hmm.
He does this, like, he'll take like 4 to 5 anglers and set them across from like on a table. And
I saw that.
Yeah, we talk, and being a real walleye and white bass is being a real big problem on Stockton.
Really?
And in just the last 5 years, I'm starting to catch walleye more and more often on Table Rock. I'm starting to get a little concerned.
Oh, dude, there's a lot of walleye. I was catching 3 to 4 pounders.
We need to start taking them.
Yeah.
Like, when you catch one, don't put him back. He went home, didn't he?
We were fishing.
That baby hit the frying pan.
We were fishing. What was it? I took a guided trip out, and I was like, "Man, you want this walleye?" It's like 4 pounds. He's like, "No, I won't eat it." I was like, "Okay, well, I'm gonna put it in mine."
Oh, yeah. No, I do that. Like, right now, I have a bunch of buddies from like back from where I grew up.
Yeah.
You know, and they're like, "Hey, where can we go fishing?" And I point them to Stockton, like, all the time. It's easy.
Mm-hmm.
Stockton is easy to catch, like, white bass and walleye. It's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you just pull up any point and just go to town on them for the most part.
I heard Bull Shoals was the walleye because I was talking to Wyatt out on the
Oh
tournament.
yeah, they got a bunch of walleye
He says you can go out there in wintertime, just throw a rig all you want and catch a bunch of them.
right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if the water wasn't so high,
Mm-hmm.
and like you could, instead of the water being way up in who knows people's backyards, you know, if you could see the bluffs and stuff, and you could, like, the main lake points are actually points, you know, not just brush everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
You could throw a rig and just smoke them.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
People go trolling about this time. They'll troll like little flicker shads and stuff, and they'll just tear them up.
Tear them up. I love them walleyes. They're good stuff. So how did you do in your tournament last night? You know what I'm talking about?
Not very good.
Well-
Not very good. My engine quit working on me. Well,
Were you close by the
worked.
rant?
yeah.
Is it just not got no power?
No, it won't plane. I think it's a sensor, so I'm gonna play with it tomorrow.
Is it a 4-stroke?
2-stroke.
2-stroke. That's right.
They have this throttle position sensor that goes out on them. So both my buddy and my brother, my brother's the boat mechanic of the family.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Yeah, it's probably that," you know. Because everything else, I've changed quite a bit of stuff on that thing, and she idles great, starts perfect. You know,
Just won't get on plane.
it won't go.
Huh.
So it's just a sensor, and like last about month or so, the takeoff has been lagging. So like if I slam on the gas, it'll like lag for like 3-4 seconds, and then it will
Then
start.
it'll take off.
Yeah.
Yeah, could be.
So it's just, I don't know.
You did get on Truman, right?
I did. To my surprise, I was very surprised on that one.
You caught a big one.
Relative
What
to
was
my
it?
bag.
What was it, 5 pounds?
Yeah, right. It was like 3.
Oh, I thought you caught a big one. I thought that
No.
I thought you was holding them up. That must have been something else.
No,
That's
the person that was taking pictures,
Yeah.
she knows camera angles. That's all I got to tell you. Both of those are 3-pounders.
Really?
Yeah. Those are in Truman. One's like 360 something, and the other one was like 3, right at 3.
Who ended up winning that one?
I should know his Greg
It wasn't the guy from Fish 30.
Nix. No,
What did he end up getting?
Fish 30 didn't fish that one.
Oh, he didn't.
Mm-mm.
Is it
He
his
was
name?
fishing the same day, but he was fishing a different event.
event? Okay.
Yeah, there was like 3 or 4 events at a Truman that day. It was kind of funny. There was a stretch that I was fishing, and a lot of the solo series guys were fishing that stretch as well because it fished small.
Mm-hmm.
Truman fished extremely small.
Especially with that many tournaments on it.
That considered, just a lot of the guys from I'm talking about just the solo series. A lot of the guys from the solo series found the same fish.
Really?
Yeah, and we were doing the same thing. So we would see each other. Hey, which tournament you fishing? So a lot of the times, so the water's really high,
Yeah.
or it was at that time. It was high, and we would be in the bushes, so you don't see the boat coming around the corners and stuff. You know, so you coming out of the bush. Oh crap! There's someone right there. You're like, hey, which tournament you at?
I
Solo series. I'm like, okay, well, I'm just gonna fish around on the other side of you.
I fished it the week before y'all did.
How'd you do?
The BFLs. Oh, I didn't do very good on that one. I only had three fish sticks.
Wow.
That's all I had. I couldn't get a big bite at all.
What were you doing?
I had some big bites. I was flipping bushes.
Really?
But the bigger ones that I pulled out and missed, they were inside the bush. I just couldn't get them out.
That's the one thing I figured out is if you guys go watch my video, I caught 2 in front of the bush.
Yeah.
The rest were smack in the middle. Like you have to get it in there. And it's, for me, it's fun because I used to live 30 minutes from Truman,
Mm-hmm.
and we did that a lot.
I know Table Rock right now is fishing like that. Today, that's what I caught all my fish on. Day.
Flipping bushes.
I flip bushes out in 20 feet of water with a jig, peanut butter and jelly. So you should be able to throw a glide bait down there. I will say,
I need the water to come down just a little bit more.
It's coming down. I will say that I did throw a Kitech with a underspin. I couldn't get them to come out. Now with a jig, for some odd reason, as soon as it'd come on top, you'd see it on your live scope and just pop it right off the top, and they'd come right out for it.
They're on crawfish.
Yeah.
They're either on crawfish. Well, I know they're on crawfish because some of the fish from my live well, there's a bunch of crawfish like pieces in the live well, and they're eating bluegill too.
Also, I threw shaky head. Was catching them on shaky head today, and it just had to be coming off of it, and that's when they'd hit it.
I threw a shaky head yesterday. I could not get hit. I did not get followed. Nothing.
Really, I threw spoon today too. I caught a bunch of nice spots, like 2.5 pounders. 2.5.
Nice.
Yeah, some good ones.
I'm ready. I don't know about you, but I'm ready for winter.
I am too.
I am a big fan. I mean, okay, hold on. I'm ready for late fall.
I will say that
I love it when the water's like right that 62, 63 degree. Like throwing them top waters, a foggy morning, just blue, 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 blue. And they're big.
I will say fall is my downfall.
Really?
I don't.
That's my favorite. One of my favorites.
I like winter. I really shine when it's like 55 and below because I know they're out. Like, I can't say that I struggle in the fall. It's just I cover a lot of water, and because you have to constantly be having the chunking and winding, chunking and winding, chunking and winding, because they're in places that are moving and going and to and from. I'm just like,
I actually do good whenever they're on the move.
on the move.
Yeah, whenever the fish are moving, because I figured out they will stage for a brief. Like I had this happen last year. My son and I, we found a little area where there's fish, right? And I was like, you know what? We'll just stay here. I just want to see it, because I heard guys like, oh yeah, I was just sitting there waiting for the fish to come to me. I'm like, oh, what's that even mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And last fall, I was sitting there with my boy, and I'm like, you know what? Let's just power pull down, and we'll wait, see what happens. And I had that piece of structure that I was looking at. That's fall, they're structure oriented, like specific structure, and the structure. I mean, it'll be the size of this table, if that. You know, sometimes very, very small. It'd be like, just for an example, we were sitting in the back of a creek with flowing water. The water was just coming in, you know, and I'm watching my live scope, and I was looking from my side where I was sitting to the other bank was probably like 150 feet, maybe a little more, somewhere in there. But it was a bluff bank on the other side. I was on the shallow side. And that bluff bank had a crack in the bluff, and the bluff was doing this. That's it. And that's what they were keying on, is that little crack. And I ran that pattern throughout the lake, and it worked everywhere.
It worked everywhere.
Yeah, it was weird, but it changes. Like one day it'll be a specific angle of a log that's like a lay down, you know, and that's what they want. And my dumb butt did not figure that out during the tournament. But I figured it out during just fun fishing. And I actually watched a group of fish come, stay. They stayed for probably, 20 minutes. They left. 15, 20 minutes later, here comes another group. They come, they stay, they leave. And each time a group would come, I'd catch one. And I'm just like, this is so weird. But it's cool, because I actually watched the fish come to me, and it was pretty neat, because like I see them, I just see them popping up on the live scope. Like to my boy, I'm like, throw that whopper plopper, and as soon as he throw, bloop, 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 got him, you know. And they'd be, I mean, the biggest one that day we caught about a 4-pounder.
Really?
Yeah.
Rick Clun told me something, or I learned this off of one of his shows that he was doing. He says, as soon as the leaves start to turn, that's when you know fall back. And I was like, that's interesting. So I've gone off of his stuff. As soon as the leaves started turning, I would go back in the backs of pockets and work my way out from the back of the pocket too. Because I would put my trolling motor on 7 or 8 and just put it on continuous and just haul butt and throw a chunk of frickin' rock crawler as fast as I could and just burn it. And that's usually how I catch my fish in the fall. But when you're guiding and stuff like that, you can't do that. You got to find schools.
Oh, see, for me, like during the fall, I've done quite well with a paddle tail, just like a kite tech. Like, except I'll start downsizing. In the fall, I'll start getting smaller and smaller. Except the glide baits, I don't know what the heck is up with that. I'll go bigger on the glide baits. I don't know. Don't ask. I have no idea why.
They say either go super small, or they say go big.
Giant, yeah.
Yeah, it's hit or miss.
And I do throw the bigger whopper plopper too. That's whopper plopper and a buzzbait is
key. Have you been catching on buzzbait here lately?
I have. I'm actually trying out a new buzzbait that we should, maybe by the time this thing airs, we should hit the shelves. If not, it's really, really, really close.
Really?
It'd be like maybe a week or 2 away, somewhere in here. But yeah, I've been throwing the buzzbait, and I've already had 2 over 5 on the buzzbait.
I can't get a topwater bite yet. I've been throwing, usually in the mornings when I don't got trips, I'll throw a spook.
They're done with that.
Yeah, and then I'll throw a buzzbait, and I've got a whopper plopper taught on, a big one.
I don't know.
I've kind of just like, I've left them over there to the side. I put it in my garage or Danny's shop, and I'm like, do I want to take those today? No, not going to. You haven't done me no good this year. And that's what we live for, is the topwater bite. I mean, I loved it.
But see, here's what's funny though.
Maybe it's an afternoon thing. No, okay.
You'll catch them in the morning. It's just maybe the areas you're fishing.
Maybe I'm just not holding my mouth right.
Nah. You gotta sit there and not take bananas with you.
Yeah.
Nah. Are you a superstitious person when it comes to fishing or no?
You know,
I've meant to see. Here's the thing. I want to ask that to like all the guests, and I keep forgetting. So
I guess not. I mean, I've noticed here lately since we've been winning quite a bit, me and Danny. I've worn the same shorts and I've worn the same shirt. So I'm like, I catch myself going in the closet. And I'm like, yeah, I better pull that one out.
You know what's funny? Last year, this was. I'm not a superstitious person. I really am not. I'll take bananas, for snacks, and I don't care. I really don't, and it does mean nothing. It absolutely does mean nothing. But last year, me and Dane won a night tournament, and I caught that 8-pounder. That same day, before we went to the tournament, I got a fresh haircut. I'm looking fresh and nice and clean, and then we win. And I'm just like, what do I do different? Like what? And then I'm like, yeah, it's the haircut. Next time, get a haircut. We finish second. I'm like, okay, all right, we're gonna start doing this, right? After that, never worked again.
I will say, I do this before every tournament. One thing I do, and I suggest everyone do it, is get out the Word of God and read you a full chapter, and then just be thankful for the day. And it seems like every time I do that, my days go so much by. Yeah. It better. Like there's been times that I haven't caught any fish, and I'm like, well, God, what am I doing wrong? And it's like, oh, you hear the Holy Spirit. No, you're doing fine.
Yeah, just continue.
You just continue to trust. And I was like, okay. And then you can't win them all. Yeah, and you can't do that. It's just, what did you learn that day? Is what I try to tell people. What did you learn from that day? What could you have done different? And so my wife asks me all the time, she goes, well, you got, 30th. What could you have done different? And I said, I could have done this different, could have started this different. And she goes, maybe starting putting those in when those days are like that. And, it really helps me. If you've learned everything off of fishing, then you probably need to retire from fishing.
No, you're absolutely right. That solo series that I fished on Table Rock and got 4th in, the day before, I actually took some friends out and we went snagging for paddlefish. It's pouring rain and it was nasty. It was really, really nasty. And I'm out there with them. Our deal was, I need to practice for this solo series. I'm like, I can take you for like 2 hours in the morning and then just bring your own car and everything to the ramp and y'all can go home, And so they showed up. We fished. We're not catching anything. Like, snagging with live scope and not catching anything, that's sad. And I'm just like, I'm frustrated. The 2 days before that, I fished hard, practicing, and all the biggest fish I caught was 3 pounds.
Didn't you called me that night?
I might have.
Yeah, you did. You're just like, what do I need to do?
Yeah. And then I was talking to them, and the dad, are you okay? I'm like, no, I got a lot on my mind. He's like, what's going on? I'm like, well, I got this tournament and it's important to me. Yeah. I'm like, it's very important to me because I'm trying to prove to myself that I can compete, against the big dogs. For me, this is the biggest kind of test for me that I can do it, And he's like, what'd you do about it? I'm like, I've been practicing. He's like, no, but what'd you do about it? I'm like, I've been practicing. I'm like, I'm calling everybody I know. I'm talking to everybody. Every fishing report I read and watched and I'm like, I cannot figure them out. All these fishing reports that I've been watching, I'm like, they're not catching crap either. And I'm like, I cannot figure them out. I'm like, and I know there's going to be guys, because tournaments have been won with 25 plus pounds. I'm like, I can't break 13 pounds. Yeah. I'm like, and 2 weeks before that, we had a 21 and a 20 and 18. And I'm like, I don't know where my fish went. I'm like, I'm fishing the same areas, same style, because you can't, sometimes they'll move areas, but they'll be on the same similar structure. Yeah. And I can't figure it out. He's like, have you prayed? I'm like, about a tournament? Yeah. He's like, yeah, why not? I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's weird. Okay. So, yeah, I talked to you that evening. And then in that morning, the evening before bed, I prayed and I thought it was silly. So I still prayed about it,
Yeah.
you know. And that morning, I woke up like calm, extremely calm. I'm like, okay, this is interesting. Usually I'm like nervous
Mm-hmm.
and like I got butterflies, you know, that pre-tournament stuff. Dude, if you don't get butterflies in your stomach, quit. You know what I mean? Just go home. Don't even fish.
If you don't feel like Dale Earnhardt Jr. and take off, you should go home.
You should go home. Yeah, you're done. And then I in the morning, I got myself all dressed up and got my coat on and everything. And like right before I got out of the house, that guy's voice in my head, just pray. I was like, all right. So I said a quick prayer, you know, got in my truck, calm as a kitten, all the way to the ramp and everything. I put my boat in. Okay. I park it. I'll put it in Mill Creek because that place did not, where we took off at, did not have enough space for everybody. So I put it in Mill Creek. I park my boat. I go to get back in the boat. Boat starts moving sideways. I freaking get my foot. Like, mind you, it's 30 degrees outside.
Yeah.
They called for snow that day. My foot gets in the water in a tennis shoe. My foot's wet. It's cold. I'm pissed. Okay. At this point, I went from being calm to like, I'm ready to fight. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the way to there, I'm just like thinking, my God, I don't know. This guy told me to pray. I've been calm. This is pissing me off. You know, I don't know what's going on.
Testing your patience.
Oh, hold on. It gets better. It gets better. And then I make it to the check-in, everything. I checked in and Randy's like, you want to do a morning? I'm like, Randy, I'm not in the mood to talk. I'm like, I'm not. I'm like, my foot is cold and wet. I don't know what I'm going to do the rest of the day. I'm going to freeze.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to catch hypothermia or something. This is going to suck. Right? And so I have these Carhartt bibs, super warm, and they cover my foot. So my foot stayed warm all day. All day. Okay? And on top of that, right at takeoff, my trolling motor quit's working. Just dead. It'll turn, but it won't. It won't spin. And I'm just like thinking to myself, oh, not this. I need the trolling motor. Like, my fish are scoping fish. You're screwed without a trolling motor.
Yeah.
You know? And again, that voice in my head from that guy, just pray.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, Lord, you know everything. You could see, you do everything, you know?
Yeah.
I'm like, you could control a piece of metal too. Goes my trolling motor. Whoa. You know, I'm like, that's an act of God right there, you know? I'm just like, okay, this is pretty cool. This is pretty cool. 12 o'clock rolls around 13 pounds in the box. I'm like, God. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And then I get that little nudge. Go to the other side of the lake. Dude, I ran from, you know where Cedar, what's it called? Big Cedar Creek is?
Yeah.
Back there, way down, by Long Creek, right?
Yeah.
I ran from there to the mouth of the White.
Really?
I ran all the way up there. I was like, I'm done. You know, and I ran up there. First point, I set up. I had a couple big ones follow, didn't eat it. I was like, all right, whatever, you know, next place. And then obviously this is God doing, you know. I take out and I go up to James a little bit, and then there was this one bluff, kind of chunk rock bluff, you know. My friend Russ
Williams.
Yeah. He told me, he's like, man, there's never fish on that thing.
Yeah.
You'll never, every time I fish and never catch nothing. And we fished it. Me and him did. We did not catch anything on that thing.
Yeah.
And I seen birds diving over there, you know, and I was like, whatever. I'll just try it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, obviously that was the God talking, you know, just pull over. I pull down, drop my trolling motor, pan around, see this big ball of bait, giant ball of bait. And I just see them blowing them from underneath, right? I cast and cast and cast. Umbrella, Demikis, nothing. I got frustrated. I'm like, I'm going to the bank. I'm done. I'm done with these stupid fish. I'm going to the bank. On the way to the bank, I'm like, there's a big old blob, just big. I'm like a freaking paddlefish, you know? I take my umbrella rig. I throw at it. It turns. I'm like, ooh, that's not a paddlefish. I cast at it again. It comes. And then turns away from the. I'm like, okay, whatever. I put it down. I pick it. If you watch my video, my umbrella rig wasn't even hooked on. It was just laying there and on my net. It was just kind of dangling, you know. I pick up the Demiki, throw it right at him. Actually, a mooch. Throw it at him. Whoosh. 7:30. And I'm just like that. You could hear in the video. I'm like, thank you, God, you know. And then right after that, I kid you not, next fish, 450 something.
Really?
And then you could hear it in the video. I'm like, God, your plan, I don't understand.
Yeah.
And I went from 13, 17, 20.
Yeah.
Just like that. And then after that, I called everything in my box except for one spot.
Really?
I kept catching 3-pounders. I could not catch one bigger than 3 pounds. It's like 301, 304, 301, 301. I'm like, fudge. Come on, man. One more 4-pounder. If I would have, I did lose one big one. I can't tell you how big it was, but it was pretty big because it was kind of funny. I was watching them and I seen this blob on the bottom. It looked like a hump. I thought it was a rock at first, but I just throw at it. That rock moved up after my bait. I was like, oh, snap. You know, and it was big. It was a big blob. So it could have been a bass. It could have been a walleye. It could have been anything. But he hit. I had him on for a second. Then he come off. And then that's where I got my name.
Big fish heady.
That day right there. I was talking to him. I'm like, Randy, one time. That's it. Just one time. And now, like, Randy's more than just a tournament director. He's a buddy now. You know what I mean? And it's pretty cool. It's really cool how. And I believe that God does everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Puts people on the path. Yep.
And it's up to us to recognize those people. You know what I mean?
I used to have this YouTube channel a long time ago, where I'd put faith stuff in. You know, I would use for instance, I did one on electronics, right? So before I say this, before everyone crucifies me, electronics are not the devil. Okay. Yeah. We love electronics. They're good. They're great. We love you. But I used it as an example, like as we walk with God. The devil, so how I did it, I said, so you see my electronics here, I can see 100 feet out this way and I can see 100 feet out this way. Not only that, I can see however far down below me. And then I can also turn on my 2D, so where the fish can't hide in the brush piles, like I can see them as long as I go over at my boat. And then I can go up to the front and put my trolling motor down, put out my live scope, and I can see how the fish are reacting and how they're moving, where they're placed up and how they're placed. And that tells me what I can do and how I can do it. I said, the devil works almost like these electronics. The devil has these electronics in front of him, and he can see what you're doing 100 feet over here. He can see what you're doing 100 feet over there. He can look below you, in front of you, behind you, and then he can put out his live scope, and then he can do and put things in front of you to wreck your day, to mess your day up. And I said, that's how the devil works. So
interesting point.
When you're out there walking in faith and things are coming, just have this mental picture in your mind that the devil has live scope and he's dangling a finesse bait right in front of you, like trying to get you to screw up and trying to get you to mess up. That's how the devil works. Everyone thinks that the devil is trying to get us in these big majority things. 5% of the largest bass that I've ever caught has been on a Nico rig with a little hook or a drop shot. And these are little bitty hooks. Like, they're not gaffing hooks. Yeah. That's all the devil has to do is just throw something out there to get you to stumble, put someone in front of you to mess up your whole entire day. And like I told people, is if you would just brush that stuff off and not worry about it and just keep moving forward and keep pushing forward and just pray and give God the glory for the day. You know, if we give God the glory in the midst of a storm and we start worshiping and all these things in the middle of the storm, I promise you'll put hell on the run. Because if the devil sees you worshiping in the middle of a storm that you can't get out of, well, we think we can't get out of, but we know we can because God is with us. He'll give up. Yeah. The devil quits. He'll just move on to someone else and let God have the victory, because that's why we have victory every day, is because of Jesus. So
that's right.
That's my take on it. And
I also heard a quote. By, I can't remember who said it. He's like, you don't have to worry about when devil's attacking you, you're on the right path. He's like, you gotta worry whenever the devil's not
attacking you. Yeah.
That's when you gotta worry because hey, you're doing something wrong.
Mike Tyson said something that says, if you're favored by God, you're also favored by the devil because he tries to get you to screw up. That's the thing about following Jesus is I follow Jesus to have a relationship with him.
Yes.
Not because of religion or anything else, is because I want a personal relationship with him. And as long as I have that personal relationship with Jesus, man, there ain't no storm I can't weather.
That's right.
A lot of people think that there's all these rules and regulations to religion and all that stuff. There's only one rule, and that's to have a relationship with Jesus.
I love I love what the late Phil Robertson said. Love God. It's really simple. It's really simple, guys. Love God with all your heart and love your neighbor.
Mm-hmm.
And just try.
Yeah.
That's it. It's because like, and I was telling this to I actually talked about this with my daughter not too long ago. And she's like, well, what about all these commandments? What about all? I'm like, okay. I'm like, yeah, there's commandments. There's all that stuff. But listen to me, though. Listen carefully. If you I'm like, you love me, right? Mm-hmm. She's like, yeah. I'm like, watch this. Do you want to hurt me? No. Whenever I tell you, hey, go clean your room, what do? You go clean your room. You do it because you love me, not because you're scared. Maybe a little bit, but for the most part, because you love me. And I'm like, hey, go help your brothers do this. And you go do it out of love for me. I'm like, it's the same principle for God. If you love God, if you actually love God, obeying commandments will come second nature.
Yep.
It's going to be easy.
Yep.
You know? Will the devil try to knock you off? Absolutely.
Every single day.
Every day. Every single day. Multiple times a day.
Mm-hmm.
That's why Paul said our fight is not against flesh and blood. It's against the spirits.
There's spiritual warfare all around
every
us.
day.
Whether it's fighting in your mind, you don't even know what's going on in the spiritual realm right now.
Oh, yeah.
And the angels that are fighting on behalf of you just to keep everything off of you.
And you know the beautiful part about that is it's not our fight.
Yeah.
It's not our fight. It's already won.
Yeah. We already have victory.
We're already good to go.
Yeah.
And we just have to take it by faith. And
trust.
It's that simple.
Faith
it's
and
really
trust. That's it, man. And that's why it kind of leads me back to why I got into fishing, because fishing, I know I said on the WhatsApp app, reason why fishing kept me alive is because at one point in time, I wanted to end it all.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to live no more. I had fished, I was very fortunate. I had awesome parents that showed me how to work hard. I had awesome parents that showed me what the great outdoors was and how to fish, how to hunt. My mom took me to church. My dad took me to church. We did all the things, and we went and did all the stuff. And I just come to a crossroads in my life. I was like, man, I don't want to do this anymore. Like I was drowning in everything. Like I just didn't want to do it. And then I just started praying. I was like, God, I don't want to do this no more. And he's like, you didn't get back to fishing. I remember. So the next day I dusted off the old rods, went out to an old farm pond, started fishing, started catching. Before I knew it, it's like it all went away, and then I was like, I can do this again. I can do this. And got back into fishing, bought a boat. And it's weird how we go through steps in our life and through our faith, because God's going to test us every day on our integrity and our character and our trust and with our finances and everything else. And God just really unleashed everything at that point in time, because I started getting back into church. I was going to church every Sunday. I was in life groups and doing stuff with the church. I quit drinking, quit taking pills, and doing all the stuff that I shouldn't have been doing. And fishing saved my life. And that's why, like, the platform that I have with my YouTube and everything, and a lot of people ask me, they say, well, why do you show spots on the lake? And why do you do this? And why do you do that? It's because I was called to do this. It's not what everyone else thinks what I'm doing. I'm doing it because Jesus called me and told me to do this, because Jesus helped everyone else. He walked on earth. And that's all he did was love and help everyone.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I want to do with my fishing reports. Even though people say, well, this could hurt you. No, it can't.
No, it won't.
It's going to help me 10 times more. You know why? Because I love Jesus. Jesus loves me, and he likes that I'm helping other people. That's what we're doing. If you don't know what your purpose is in life, I know what all of our purposes in life is to help and love others. And somehow we manage to do all three when we're only called to do one. See, God judges, right? The Holy Spirit convicts, correct? And Jesus loved. See, the Bible teaches us that we're supposed to be like Jesus, right? We're supposed to love people. We're not supposed to convict people.
No.
And we're not supposed to judge people.
It's not our job.
So why are we doing all three? You only got one job on this whole entire planet, and that is to love others.
Yeah.
And that's exactly why I do the YouTube, because I love fishing. I'm passionate about it, and I love to help people catch fish. And if I can help somebody along the way to better themselves on the water, like with my on the water lessons that I do, that's what we're called to do, is help others. And if you can't see that, I don't know what you're looking at. So, you just have to just go with it and know that his plan is way bigger. When I come here trying to fish this lake and break it down, I was like, God, this is Goliath. Like, this is a ginormous lake that I have no earthly idea. And he broke it down for me piece by piece by piece by piece. I fished all the way from Long Creek, all the way to Cape Fair, all the way to Shell Knob.
Really? You haven't been past Shell Knob?
I've been past probably about 3 miles past Shell Knob, and that's as far as I've gone.
We got to go.
But
there's some areas.
Yeah, I'm sure there is, but when you first arrive on a lake and you want to be a guide, you want to know how to break it down. You want to know what you will look for, what kind of species. I didn't know that they had this big a smallmouth in this lake. Like, I knew it had some smallmouth. I didn't know it had these big ones. There's a lot of smallmouth. There's a lot of big spots too, like humongous. You just got to figure out how to catch them. That's why they're big for a reason.
Then they got trout.
Mm-hmm.
I figured that one out this year. I caught one. I caught a trout on live scope. I thought it was a bass until I hooked him, and then it just came straight at me. I'm like, what on earth? And I jumped in the boat. I kid you not. I'm going to have to find the video. Yeah.
I'd like to see that, but that's fun.
It was, me and Dane's like, what on earth? It just came flying right in. Like, because I set the hook and I started like reeling fast, and my drag didn't go off or nothing. At first I hooked him. I'm like, I got him. And then I was reeling fast. He's like, do you? I'm like, I think so. Now I don't know for sure. And then he goes, whoop. I'm like, whoa. That was interesting. Yeah, that was pretty cool though.
How did you get into bass fishing? Because you just started 2 years ago, right?
Oh,
like
no.
Competitiveness?
Competitive, yeah. Like, actually where I have to pay money, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, my sciatica.
No, you're good. You're good. Me, where do we begin? Myself and my brothers. My brother Mark was the one. Well, no, let's backtrack. When we were kids and we first moved to Missouri, I was really into crappie.
Really?
Crappie was my thing. And I really wanted to do crappie tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, I really, really wanted to. And I'm fairly good at crappie,
Yeah.
At least I thought I was. Everybody around, like, kind of, if they needed some crappie advice, they'd come to me. So that kind of gave me the confidence that I'm not that bad of a fisherman.
Yeah.
But as kids, that's like myself and my brother Mark, we were like crappie and kind of white bass, stuff like that, just kind of food fish, basically. Yeah. And we had brother Dave. Every time we would be on the boat crappie fishing, he would be tying on some silly worm or some jig or something, and he would be throwing and catching a bass here and there. And obviously we ate them because my dad would love to eat anything. You know what I mean? Any fish, we'd eat them. And that's kind of where I got it. And then whenever I didn't get into bass fishing until I was about 20 to 21, somewhere in there.
Mm-hmm.
And my brother Mark, at that time, he started watching a lot of Scott Martin. And he's like, hey, let's go fishing. Let's go try to catch some bass. And fishing is fishing. So I'd go, And eventually, after a couple of years, we started to gain, like, we'll go to the ponds, and we had a couple little lakes around the house that we'd go to. And I bass fished before that, but it was random. One time there was a lake really close to our house. Dad let us use the boat. You can't use a big engine. You could only use an electric engine up there or motor. So we just trolling motor around. This thing's probably like 70 acres, maybe 70 to 100, something like that. Yeah, we had our first few big fish. I mean, for us, big was like 4 pounds. We're like, 4, that's huge, you know? And after a while, we just kept doing that. And then I happened to come across a lake. I was talking to one of my friends from work. I was working at a factory at that time and talking to him. And he's like, hey, there's a lake up north, you know, about 40 minutes from our house where you could get in. There's John boats there. The MDC puts out John boats, but you have to bring your own battery and trolling motor and whatever else. And you could float around this lake and catch fish. So we go up there. I don't remember if it was the first or second time. I think the 4 of us went up there because there's 4 of us brothers. And we went up there and we wrecked them.
Yeah.
We wrecked bass. That was it for me. That's it. I was like, I don't want to crappie fish. I don't want to do nothing. That's what I want to do. And then I heavily got into bass fishing after that one. And that's kind of, I started researching. And for a while there, backtrack a little bit. Back in high school, I was known as a fisherman. Like in school, like everybody knew that. Okay, Eddie's gonna fish. I actually stood up a girl for a date, and I went fishing. Oh, she was mad. Needless to say, she wasn't my girlfriend after that one. And that's whenever the boys, like my buddies, started making fun of me and gave me that, like my song.
Yeah.
Would be by Brad Paisley. I'm gonna miss her.
I'm gonna miss her.
That was my song. And every time it'd come on the bus, because like we had radio on the bus, every time it'd come on, they'd be like, oh, Eddie's song's on. Eddie's song is on. Because everybody knew I was obsessed with fishing. It got to the point where I started truck driving. Like whenever I was truck driving, I would always listen to podcasts and, you know, a lot of Bassmaster. I watched a bunch of videos. During load and unload times, it'd be like 2, 3, 4 hours. I'd sit there and watch videos, you know. And I started learning. I watched a lot of Scott Martin. I watched a lot of Jacob Wheeler. That's where I started watching Jacob Wheeler when he just started FLW.
Really?
Yeah. That's whenever I found out about Jacob Wheeler. And I was just like, this young kid, you know? And then boom, I'm like, what the this guy's a legend now.
Yeah, he blew up.
And yeah. Like Dustin Connell said, that boy's got gills.
Yeah. He's got a good calling on his life.
Oh yeah. And then that was me. And then I really wanted to tournament fish. And I told all my buddies, I was like, I want to be a professional fisherman. Like that's my friend at that time. He's like, man, you gotta go to college, you gotta study biology, you gotta go. See, I didn't know better.
Yeah.
And he was older than me, and I trusted him, you know. And I didn't do my own research. There was nothing to research. There was no avenues. College fishing started the year after I graduated.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. I told my wife, I was like, I probably should have just went back. Started college all over again just for the fishing.
Just for the good of the fishing.
I would have been the old guy on the team, but I don't care, you know. I might have been in the elites right now. You know,
there's quite a bit of people that have done that.
Yeah. But if you look at it, there's not that many that actually make it.
No, it's tough.
It's hard. It's really hard. And then I've learned when I was truck driving, I was about 22. I want to say I learned that you could make it professionally without college. I was so mad. I didn't talk to this guy for like 2 years. I kid you not. That's not even a joke.
Yeah.
I was so mad. I was already married at that time.
Yeah.
And I was telling my wife, I'm like, can you believe this? I'm like, I could have been professional. Like, I'm good enough. I know I am. Because, like, all the local little stuff, I'd win. You know what I mean? Like, we would fish. The only true competition that I had were my brothers. Yeah. That was the only true competition I had in the area that I lived. And I was just like, we would go to Truman and sack 17 pounds when it would take like 13, 14 to win, you know? And I was like, man, this sucks. We would go up to that little lake that we fished all the time. We would sack 6, 7 pounders all the time. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I have the skill set. I know how to do this. I'm not retarded. You know what I mean? I know I still Maybe God's calling me to do something with this fishing stuff. I don't know. I can't figure it out. But whatever it is, I'm trusting him, you know?
Yeah.
But
it just takes time. You know, he's building you for something that you're going to have to be able to do down there later, you know. But there's so many bass fishermen around the United States. I guarantee you there are probably a ton of Jacob Wheelers out there. They just don't have the money, or they don't have the resources to do it.
Or they're scared.
Yeah. I know there's a guy, my brother's one of them. God, he's good. He's good.
Is he?
And I told him, I said, man, you need to take a shot at the BFLs. And I you know, he's older than me. He's like 49.
Mm-hmm.
And he's good. But he won't do it. He's a good dad though. He takes care of his kids. He makes sure everything's taken care of at the home front. You know, he likes his local tournaments and stuff like that around the house. But dude, if he was ever to unleash, I'd be scared of him. He's pretty good. Yeah, he's good. Like, he is very versatile with a lot of things. I'm not saying that just because he's my brother. It's just because how my dad taught us, and we were always competing against each other. So
Same with our, like, the four of us, the four brothers. That's how we got good. Is we would always compete against each other all the time. I don't think there has been a time we went fishing that we didn't even smack talk each other or had some friendly competition. That's what we'd call them all the time. Just friendly competitions, you know, always. And it's fun and it's challenging. It makes you think, because when you're just fun fishing out there, half the time your mind wanders. You know, you're just like, I've caught myself like just fun fishing, and if I'm by myself, I'd like my mind wander, and I'd sit down and start thinking about something, and I'm like, wait, you know what I mean? I'm back to fishing.
Yeah,
I've done that before. My mind wanders.
Yeah,
I'm a thinker.
Yeah,
and
sometimes our thinking gets in the way.
That is true. That is true. I've actually, this year, I think some of the success that, like, I'm doing better than I usually typically have. Like, I'll always finish somewhere in the middle. That's kind of been my thing. Like, backtrack a little bit. When we moved here, I didn't have a boat. I didn't have a truck, nothing. Now I got a boat and a truck, right? And then once I got my boat, it was like February, like beginning of February, first week of February. And then it was like 2 or 3 days after that, we went on, like, I was one of the bus drivers for our youth from our church to Florida for a few days, and we came back. And then I went back fishing, and it was that same, like, we came back, I think it was on a Monday, and that Saturday, for me, a brand new boat, right? We were up on Lake of the Ozarks with my boy fishing a tournament. It was that, and then that was it. Yeah. That was it. And I thought I was good. Like, I thought, I'm like, I got a legitimate shot at this, right? Until I fished some of these tournaments and got my teeth just kicked in. And I'm just like, whoa.
These boys are good.
Yeah. I mean, so last year was the first year we actually fished circuits, you know, not just jackpots. And my brother Mark and I, first tournament we fish, we get 4 fish. We're coming back to the ramp. I'm like, this is so dumb. I'm like, how do we not catch 5? Like, how? We are good. How did we not catch 5? And then at the weigh-in, we seen a bunch of guys just leaving, weighing in 2, 3, 1. I'm like, how did you not catch more? Now I know. Now I know. And we ended up finishing like 40-something out of 200. Yeah, and I'm like, man, we suck. You know, driving home, I'm telling Mark, I'm like, dude, we suck so bad. He's like, dude, 40th something out of 200.
Yeah.
I'm like, that sucks. We should have been top 10. He's like, you're not hearing me. He's like, you're not hearing me. We're in the top like 40%.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, we should be in the top 10. Yeah. He's like, you're dumb. You're not hearing me. And then, like, the tournament after, we got 30th something. And then the tournament after that, we got like 17th, I think.
Really?
And we got a check. Yeah. The third tournament. And then I'm like, man, we suck. You know, like, I'm like, how did these guys find 20-some pounds? This year? No, we finished AOY, I think, 10th or 9th. Or
That's still good.
For our first year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My first year being on the Ozark division for the BFLs, I'm in 32nd.
out
is-
of
150.
there you go. That's pretty good.
Yeah, and I'm going to regionals. I made regionals, so I should have won the first one because I told you about my A rig breaking. I had
No,
two 5. First spot I went to, second cast I throw out. I had 2 5-pounders on my A rig broke. The hog farmer broke my line, broke 2 feet up above my A rig. Tie on another one, and next cast out, catch a 6-pounder, it breaks. I just immediately throw that rod in the rod locker and grab me another rod. So I had 2 5s and a 6, and
the
then,
line broke.
and my line broke. Yeah, that was brand new line, brand spanking new.
We're not gonna say what
I'm not going to tell you what the line is.
No.
I don't want.
off camera. Yeah,
But
I see.
no, you know what happened in Lake of the Ozarks?
Yeah.
So I had a rock crawler.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew they were on that rock crawler bite.
That bite didn't last long.
I had 8 fish that were either from 6 to 7 pounds on a rock crawler. 8, all lost them at the boat. My co-angler was in disbelief of what was going on, and I bring in 4 fish sticks. Truman, I'm going to be honest with you. The lake was way up. I just didn't know Truman.
That's actually the best time to fish Truman.
And honestly, everyone made me scared. I went in with fear because, if you don't be careful, you'll lose a motor.
No, you won't. No, you won't. Man, there is.
They kept on telling me I was going to lose my lower units. I was so scared to go back up and moor the river and go up in the river arm.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. Truman usually gets one, like, not very far.
Mm-hmm.
Usually. There's been instances where it's like, whoa, but I have never ran up any arms that I've done well. Like the timber, I've done well, but usually on main lake.
Yeah.
But like way back in the where you're scared to run and guys, for the most part, Truman's pretty easy to navigate.
Yeah.
And if you have fairly recent electronics, there's boat lanes on them. So, and those boat lanes are accurate.
Yeah. And my electronics are like brand new. So
yeah, you should be fine.
I was so intimidated by what, because I'd heard it like numerous people.
There's one arm that probably claimed, from my knowledge, maybe other guys will correct me, but from my knowledge, the Tebow arm claimed a lot of lower units, a lot.
Is that way up there?
That's if you, I don't know which way you're taking out. If you're taking out of Starrett, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you just run, like you're running towards the dam, and where it splits off, you take the right and up there. Yeah, that arm's claimed a few lower units. But though, there's trees just out in the middle, like random. So like, even me knowing that arm a little bit, I still slow down. I'll idle to that point. There's a point where it turns to the right.
Yeah.
That from that point, about 300 yards back, I'll idle all day. Because you never know when there's a log that's stuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even in the boat lane.
Well, how much time we in?
Hour 5.
Hour 5.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll be all right. But like if you run towards the dam, you're fine. As long as you don't hit a floater, you're fine.
Gotcha.
The dam area, state park area is pretty clean. Just don't get too close to the banks. If you run in the middle of the channel, you ain't got nothing to worry about.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll know that for next year because I know the solo series is probably going to go up there.
Oh yeah. Oh, we might have season kickoff there. I'm excited and I'm not, because Randy's talking about possibly having we're gonna have 2 tournaments instead of summertime, like dead heat of the summer. We're gonna have them in the fall.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited. I'm very excited.
That'd be good.
And one of those tournaments is going to be Truman.
Really?
I think that's what he's got to still do. The whole, excuse me, he's got to do all the regatta permits and stuff like that. But yeah, Truman's one, and then the other lake, I don't know. There's multiple talks of different lakes. Talking with Randy this year, I found out more of what it takes to put these tournaments on. I don't want to do what he does. I really don't. I'd rather just fish them. I'd
Yeah.
rather pay my entry fee and just fishing, because there was a time when I was thinking maybe I should make my own tournament circuit. Nah, I'm good. I'm good. There's
You got to have regatta permits. You got to have a bunch of things. You got to be into the city council.
you know he pays insurance for us, right?
Yeah.
I didn't know. I didn't even know he was required to.
Yeah. If someone gets killed,
That's
that tournament, not only, and this should be, all of y'all should know this. If you fish any tournament, you need $1 million coverage on your boat. And if you don't, you got to have at least, I think on the BFLs, you have to have $500,000. I'm sorry, not $1 million.
300.
You have to have $500,000.
It's 300,000. No,
No, half.
on the BFLs,
Mhm.
everywhere. Like all the tournaments I fish, they're either 100,000 or 300,000.
You gotta, but I think you should have that anyways, just because they won't be able to come after you for anything. You know what I mean? Because if it was your error or the boat's error,
That's true.
you're still reliable. The
No,
tournament,
you should have insurance regardless.
yeah. And if Randy was to tell him, oh yeah, go out there, y'all go fishing, and the wind's blowing like 40 miles an hour, which would be stupid.
Yeah.
And people get hurt, they'll come back on him. And
Yeah.
as a director, I don't think you should be able to allow boats out at past 20 miles an hour. I think.
Yeah, some lakes you can, some you can't.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Lake Texoma, I guarantee if the wind was blowing 15 miles an hour,
dude,
What-
you know what I realized?
it's bad.
So 20 miles on Table Rock sucks, okay? But you could hide.
Yeah.
No,
And I honestly don't think it's that bad.
there's enough bends and turns where you could hide.
Mm.
Same thing with Bull Shoals and most of our Ozark lakes like that. I went to first time ever fishing Grand.
Hello.
Whoa, is all I gotta say. Wow.
5-footers, baby.
And it's like we were looking at the weather, and it's like 10 to 15 gusts to 25. We're like, wow, okay, that's not bad. South wind.
Yeah.
Grand is located north south. Ooh, boy,
I'm telling you.
that's oh my goodness. Me and Mark were, David and Vadim were running too, but we didn't see them. But for me and Mark, yeah, we were holding on.
Mm-hmm.
We were holding on for dear life. Like, I usually don't use the handles in the boat. You know, even if I'm a passenger, I'm comfortable enough with the boats to where I could,
Yeah.
I keep my balance pretty good. I was holding on, dude. Like, I was holding on so hard, my knuckles just white. Whenever we got back into Wolf Creek,
Do you not have a jack plate?
I do.
Hydraulic?
Yeah. Oh, it was still, dude. There was yachts out there, and there was like 3-4 foot rollers from the wind alone, and plus all the yachts. And it was a sucky ride. And we came from Duck Creek, dude.
Yeah.
We ran from Duck Creek to Wolf.
Really?
That whole run nonstop. It sucked. Yeah, it sucked. And I mean, that I learned that wind is a big player. No wonder, because like I would watch Bassmaster and I'd see like certain lakes, they'll like it'd be blowing 20 or 25 and they'll cancel it. And I'm like, you guys are just little babies. Nah,
Yeah.
my apologies for thinking like that.
Now you don't know.
No, I am not. I mean, if you guys cancel a tournament like Bassmaster
Yeah.
or anybody, I am not going to complain.
Yeah.
Ever. Because I seen it firsthand. That tournament was borderline should have got canceled. It was rough.
If the wind is blowing 15 miles an hour on Lake Texoma, you can guarantee 6 to 7 foot rollers. 15 miles an hour.
That's insane.
Because it's so open
Yeah.
and
That's
it's so
insane.
big. They're just humongous. It looks like daggum surfing waves. It's bad.
Yeah.
And-
I have a video on my. The videos don't do justice. They really don't. I have a video on my channel where it was a short. Whenever I was on like the Ozarks, and it was blowing like 25, 30. And the yachts. It was like 70, 75 degrees in May. All the yachts are out, right?
Yeah.
They're all chilling out there and just rollers. I made a video and posted. I was wet. I was soaking wet. I don't think there's a single boat other than a yacht that you wouldn't get soaked. And I was just like, and I made the dumb decision running from PB2 to like, I ran up to close to third point from the dam.
It's a long ways,
That's a long ways.
especially if it's windy.
It was windy. First off, it was a southwest wind, and the yachts. The yachts suck. And there was a lot of them, and I just go. I think the fastest I ran was like 35.
So I went to pre-fish for the BFL on Lake of the Ozarks,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't know it was going to be wind that. So I was up in the little Niangua.
Okay.
And I was at that boat ramp that was in the Niangua. So I went out and everything was great that morning. I went all the way up, found my fish. I was going to go look at another spot. And I come out of that big cove, get on the main lake, and they're 6-foot rollers. And I was like, and I immediately put my jack plate as far as down as I could and started trimming up on my motor and just riding. I mean, I was flying, like I was going about 55. Because if I knew I could ride on top of them, I'm okay. Like I'm that 20-footer. If I had a 21-foot, it would have been better. That 20.
Yours is a 20? Mine's a 21.
Yeah, mine's a 20-footer. Yeah, if I could ride on, if I just had that extra more foot, dude, it would have been. That Phoenix is nice, but I've ridden in an Icon. That thing
Even better?
is bad to the bone. They can't go as fast, or either
Yeah.
Randy didn't have it. I don't think he had it propped out right. But I think if he props it out right, it'll fly. But it would only go about 65 mile an hour.
You know, my boat does about 65, 67.
And I think they're going to start governing these boats.
That's fine. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I used to be a speed demon, but I'm not.
No, I mean, don't get me wrong.
I broke my electronics at Barkley. Like
Dang.
they had to fix my stuff as soon as I got back. Like that the first day on the Toyotas,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, the wind was blowing. Carter, poor guy, dude, we got beat the crap out of 6-foot rollers and coming across at an angle.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And there's no way that you could do it. We got soaked. I broke my graph that was in the center right here.
Mm-hmm.
It literally broke through the console.
Mm-hmm.
So they had to try to fix it up at the trailer to try to.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's like you talk about the rollers sideways. I hit those this year on Bull Shoals during practice. The day before our tournament, it was blowing like 25. And Bull Shoals, there's a few stretches. If it's blowing 25, you best hold on, you know. And me and my brothers were in one boat, and I was by myself in my boat, and we're running kind of like parallel.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, he stops. Like, I don't know what he was doing. He pulls off, and then he comes back, and now he was like probably, I don't know, maybe 5-6 boat lengths behind me. And then as soon as I hit the first wave, just soaked, and it was a diagonal kind of wave,
Mm-hmm.
you know. I'm soaked. I stopped, get my rain gear on, and then I just kept going. You know, after I got my rain gear on, and I made it to the ramp and stuff. And then my brother comes up. He's like, "Man," he's like, "that was the funniest thing I've ever saw." He's like, "All I see is this homie stopping, getting his rain gear on, and keep going." And then he's like, "I'm over here laughing until I hit the waves."
They're hard.
And then, but he had his rain suit on already, so whenever he hit it, he was just fine, you know.
Yeah.
And, yeah, he was like laughing because before that, I made that remark. It's like, I'll be fine. I don't need the rain suit, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they were calling for rain, but it didn't rain, and the sun came out, and I was like, I'm not gonna wear it, you know.
Yeah.
And it kind of got poked fun at, and that's the whole funny part because I stopped and put my rain suit on, and it's sunshine outside. It sucked. I was soaked, dude. I was freaking soaked, and water temp was like 45.
Yeah,
it's cold. It's cold. I'll tell you one, especially if you're running like I was running about 60 whenever I hit those waves. It sucked. But yeah, like right now, after fishing a few of these tournaments, the speed of your boat doesn't matter that much. It really doesn't.
it doesn't.
Because a lot of the times, especially on Table Rock, which I am so grateful for Table Rock, is most of the guys spread out pretty good.
Yeah, it fishes big.
Yeah, so like you could do your thing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
And I guarantee you, at any moment, you can catch 20 pounds or at least 16 pounds in each of these coves.
Yeah,
like there's no big secret. I promise you, because I'm going to prove it here in the next couple of weeks. I'm going to go live on my YouTubes and going to have a camera guy, and I'm going to show them that you can do it even in the toughest part. when it's hot, you know, I'm going to lay all the stops out. I might catch them. I might not.
Yeah.
But I have a good feeling. I think I'm going to catch at least 15 to 16 pounds. Because I think in any cove at any point in time you can pull a good bag.
Yeah.
You just got to figure out what they're set up on at Table Rock.
It's a very good patternable lake.
Yeah.
It really is. And for all y'all that think that you just drop the life scope and they'll jump in your boat, let me see. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. I'll give you everything. I'll give you the minnows. I'll give you the life scope. I just want to see you do it. If it's that easy, come on.
See, the reason why the pros make it so easy is because they're moving so fast. They'll move on to one fish. If that fish doesn't bite, they'll move on to the next one. I think they said the statistics on that was like out of every 10 fish, 3 will bite. So out of every 10 fish that you see, 3 of those will bite. So if you consistently kind of move and work an area, trying to find that certain one, because there's 2 or 3 out there in the middle somewhere.
Always.
And if he's either moving away from you, that's good. If he's coming to you, no, because you'll scare him. But if he's just sitting there, it's kind of hard to make him bite. That's what I've learned off Live Scope.
That's interesting. That's your experience. My experience, the ones that are hauling away, I can't catch. Yeah. I have a hard time catching. The ones that are sitting, I actually end up catching.
Yeah.
That's weird.
I don't know what it is. I'll throw it 15.
So cool, though.
I'll throw it 15, 20 feet past him, and I'll bring it 5 feet above his face.
Yeah, he
won't touch it. But the ones that are lightly swimming away, I can throw
That's so cool,
10 feet past him, catch up. It'll pendulum right in front of him, and he'll hit it. Here's another thing I think a lot of people screw up on Table Rock. They go to a brush pile, right? They set up on that brush pile. Well, first of all, you need to set up right. And what I mean by right, you either need to go against the grain is how you need to set up. Sometimes you have to come across, like say the wind's blowing one way or slightly one way, you need to set up across from it. So I either go against the grain and throw into the wind and bring it past, or I'll get on the opposite either side of it and bring it past. Sometimes 90% of the time I'll go to the point side where it's closest to the
bank,
set up that way, drop my power poles and throw across the other way. A lot of the mistakes that these on the water lessons that I give, I teach my guys, and I probably shouldn't be saying this because, well, I'm just going to say it. You want to literally throw past that brush pile. I probably want to say at least 10 feet. A lot of the people will throw either 3 feet or 2 feet past it. Here's what I've noticed on Live Scope. Now, if you throw within 2 to 3 feet and that bass is either in the brush pile or they are around it, they're continuously looking up. So if it doesn't look natural to them and they see something that's falling past them that's 3 feet past the brush pile, they won't touch it. But 10 feet, they're not paying attention. They don't have that good peripheral vision.
Okay.
So what I've noticed is if you work it, and I can be within 40 feet of that brush pile.
Really? That close?
That close. And I'll throw it 10 feet past them.
Huh. I usually stay off them brush piles like solid 70.
Yeah. I've heard some people say that. I just haven't
found a need for it.
I really haven't, because the time you throw 70 feet and into 20 feet of water, you've got to understand physics, how that thing comes down. So I put myself around 40 to 50 feet and I'll throw it around 70 to 80 feet, I'll pass the 10 feet past the brush pile, and I'll work that thing slow. Like I'll take my time working my jig.
Okay.
And a lot of people, here's where they screw up. They'll go ahead and work that jig through there. Not me. They'll work it past it pretty fast.
Okay.
Sometimes you can get them to react like that. But a lot of times as I'm fishing that brush pile, I'll get it and I'll sit there and just kind of bump that. Once I got it on top, it'll fall. It'll fall. Gina's down there. She's waiting. You just have to get your bait to try to fall in one of those cracks or crevices. There's a bunch of them, right?
Yeah.
It's eventually got to fall. And sometimes I will sit there and yo-yo that thing. I'll sit there and yo-yo it, let it hit my button, let it fall. Pick it back up, hit my button, let it fall. And usually I've timed it 5 or 6 times where I'm like, That didn't fall. I'll set the hook. She's on. And then you just pull her right out.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's so. See, talking to you about this is it's so cool because like I fish a little different,
Mm-hmm.
and we both fish pretty successfully.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we both do pretty well.
Yeah.
And it's cool to see that I'm one of those guys that fishes the brush files fast,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll stay off of them pretty far, and I've done well.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll fish. I'll basically swim the jig through there. It's insane. And then like talking about the live scope fish, right? The ones that are coming to me, I usually catch.
Yeah. So
That's crazy though. That's so cool for me though.
on the BFL,
Mhm.
on the BFL on here in Tobruk, after I got, you know how I caught my 4 fish?
How's that?
With a minnow directly under my boat at 20 feet. They were just sitting
I've
there.
done that before.
They were sitting there, and I dropped it right on their heads, kept it above them, just sit there and did this, and they immediately come right out of the top. Got it. And they were small ones. They were
That's fine, but
they were 2.5 pounders. I think I had 13.5 or 14 pounds. 13.5 pounds on I should have had 21.
man, that's crazy though.
But yeah.
I've actually coming back to that you should have had 21 and the line breaking.
Mhm.
My brother and I fished our last OMTT, not OMTT, our last AIA on Lake of the Ozarks, and we figured out a brush pile bite at the end, like about 12 o'clock or so, and we were coming from the fish were on the bank. A lot of the fish were on the bank, and we're throwing swim baits and glide baits and wackies, and we're catching them. We did well, but we were coming from behind this dock. Like we come up to this dock and we're gonna go around them, and I pointed and I seen this big brush pile sitting on the corner of the dock, and I'm like, what the heck? Dave's over there retying. I'm like, whatever. I'm just gonna cast in there. I cast in there.
Mhm.
Like you know it's a big one. You know by the bite usually.
The bite and the tail whip.
Like you just feel that suction. You're like, oh fuck, that's a big one. I set the hook. I had him. On. I'm like, Dave, it's big. It's big. And my line goes. I'm like, okay, coincidence, maybe. I don't know. Pull it out. No fray. No nothing. Okay. Keep fishing. Like hour goes by. Brush pile.
Mm-hmm.
Line breaks. What the fudge? And I'm tying a good knot. Like I know my knots are good because I've been catching fish all day with that same different rods, but same knot.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't had that. Like, what is going on? Same rod again. Another one. And we could have done well. Because I know that 2 out of those 3 were big. You could tell by the bite. Usually.
You can get a bad batch of line.
And dude, I was so angry. It's not even funny. I don't know why. And it's that line for some reason. It's been. I've did the same thing last year with Dane during night tournaments.
Mm-hmm. Same
thing. Same brand of line, and I don't understand. I really don't understand.
Well, I switched to some line that tournament. Don't know why. Okay, I know what happened. I was respooling, and I'm not sponsored by these guys. No affiliation with them.
Not yet.
I use XPS fluorocarbon.
Okay.
From Bass Pro.
Okay.
I've always used it. Love it. Great. And then Danny had some line, and I'm not going to say who the line was because it's probably not all that way. I needed an extra spool of 20-pound test, and he had it over there. I was calling him up. And I said, "Hey man, I need to respool some line." He's like, he was working, and I ran out. I need just one for this one on. He's like, "I got a whole spool there. Just use whatever you need." I was like, "I just need 130 yards." And that line, I told him, I was like, I won't use it again. And you could see it all on my GoPro. Like I had the GoPro going. You could see the 2 5-pounders coming up. No. Snap.
It's irritating. It's irritating during just regular fishing, but it's even more irritating than during the tournament because I've had that happen multiple times.
And you know what I use for my spinning rods?
What's that?
I don't use braid to fluoro.
What is it?
I spool all my rods with advanced suffix monofilament. It doesn't cool. It doesn't bind up. I can throw it 10 times farther than the braid to fluoro. and I don't have to sit there and retie like my
That's true.
leaders.
Yeah.
It's so I love advanced suffix with my spinning reels. It's the best, and I use it actually for my top water on my bait casters. It's
Why
good
not?
stuff. I don't like braid. I don't want to.
I do. I actually do braid to floral, except I don't do as big of a leader. My leaders are usually under 10 feet.
Yeah.
Just so that way it'll fly. My leaders never hit the reel. That's how short I'll keep them. So
Yeah.
that's probably even less than 10.
Yeah, it's probably like 3.
Yeah.
But-
I keep them fairly, like, my arm span's probably like 5.5 feet. So that's usually, I do like, yeah, about 4 or 5 feet.
So if you're having trouble, I'm just saying, if you don't want to do it, I would at least try it. I told my buddy Mitch, I said, man, get rid of that fluoro. Yeah, but they'll be nah, they won't. They can't. This line is green. It looks clear.
They're not. This whole.
I
whole
promise
guys,
you, they ain't gonna see it.
Guys, the thing is, whenever they're focused on your bait, they cannot see you. They do not pay attention to your line.
Look at the A rig. It has 5 things coming off.
It's got metal
wires on it. You don't think that they don't see that?
People, we overcomplicate fishing.
Yes, they're not that smart.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to fish than what most people think. It's guys, just stop.
Yeah,
just stop. The line diameter, like, even my brother fished. Okay, get this. I was a big believer that the thinner the line, the better, right?
Yeah,
that was kind of my thing. And then my brother proved me wrong this year. We was fishing, and he outfished me. And we're throwing the same bait. I was using 6-pound line. He was using like 10 or 12. We both did the braid to floral leaders.
Mm-hmm.
And he outfished me. And I'm like, this is dumb. But we're throwing at the same fish. We're standing in the front of the boat throwing at the same freaking fish. Because the way we fish is, if I throw at it, it doesn't react, you throw at it.
Mm-hmm.
And if they don't react, I throw it at again, and he throws it again. If we don't get them in reaction, we move.
Yep.
Each one gets 2 casts and we move.
Mm-hmm.
I move fast.
Yeah.
Guys, I drain my trolling motor batteries every day. Every time I'm out there, I drain them like completely. So, yeah, that should tell you how much I move.
Yeah,
I cover miles, not yards, miles with my trolling motor.
And another thing I see a lot of anglers screw up on, when you're in a tournament and you're sitting there fishing in a tournament, I've learned this off of pros. I've learned it off of some other big names. They have their set spots where they go, right?
Mm-hmm.
They go to their spot. They don't just pull up, start fishing it.
Okay.
They scan around there first. They'll put the old live scope and they'll try to find them before they start throwing. A lot of people just go to their spot, they flip it down, and then they immediately start throwing. No, don't do that. Look at your side scan, see how they're set up, whip around, turn around, put your trolling motor down, then throw at them.
They might not even be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why would you waste 30 minutes out of your day throwing at fish that aren't there?
Oh, yeah. See, the thing is, like, it's a lot easier to do. Okay, if you know they're on a brush pile bite, okay?
Yeah.
That's the easiest time to train yourself for that.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you train. Because then you'll do the same thing when they're on points. You'll do the same thing if they're on secondaries. You'll do the same thing when they're on timber.
When they're on brush piles big time,
oh, it's
I have
that's when
I have
you learn.
50 brush piles that I'll go to, and I'll hit every one of them, and then guess what?
You'll go right back.
I will work them all back, and I'll start. So if I started on this point, and like I started on this side, and I'll go down to this side, I'll work them back the opposite way until I get down, and I'll sit there because at some point in time,
one of them will fire. Yeah.
One of them's going to fire off, and and I promise you might not catch one at each one, but you're going to catch out of those 50 brush piles. You can't tell me
100%.
that you can't pull 5 fish.
100%.
Promise you.
And the thing is, I see that's what I did on Truman. I had 3 spots that I rotated, and whenever I went off the rails and hit a different spot, I didn't catch crap.
Yeah. And
I went right back to my 3 spots and caught them again.
Started catching them.
And I just rotated my 3 spots because it was like there was this one bush. If on my video you could tell, I hit the same bush twice and I caught fish out of it twice. two different baits. That's
Mhm.
the thing. So, sometimes you could go with one bait and that's it, and like just keep that one rod in your hand all day. But normally, what I do is like say Truman, perfect example. My first round that I made, I had a half ounce jig on, and then I just pitched to the fronts of the bushes, to the sides. I didn't pitch in them. I just fished around and I caught fish. Second round I threw a brush jig into the brush,
Mm-hmm.
and I hit the brush. I didn't catch crap. Third round I did, and mind you, I actually let me back. First round I did was with a buzzbait and a spinnerbait, all of it.
Mm-hmm.
Caught fish. Sun came up. Second round was with the jig. Third round with the brush jig. Fourth round I went through with a Texas rigged worm,
Mm-hmm.
pinned, like pegged, in a half ounce, and I would throw that sucker right smack in the middle of the bushes. And I figured towards the third round, I kind of figured narrowed down what kind of brush they wanted, like what kind of brush they were setting up on.
Mm-hmm.
And that's on the fourth round. That's all I hit. And there was this one bush. I came with the jig that hit my biggest one. It was like 3.5 pounds. Caught him. Came back. Caught another 2 something with a worm. And I caught him exact same cast because I missed. I actually that 2-pounder. I actually missed my target. I flipped in there. I don't remember what happened, but I didn't make it into the bush. I hit it right in front. I'm like, crap, And then I got to lift. I'm like, this can't be happening. This can't be real. I felt it. Set the hook, and there he was. And I'm like, this is so awesome. And yeah.
And a lot of people, when they fish brush piles, like I said, the reason why I think a lot of times they don't catch those bigger fish is because they create so much commotion in that brush pile. Do you honestly think that a crawdad is going around there
Moving
stupid
limbs.
drunk, moving brush? That's going to scare the bass. Going, man, this guy's got some He-Man strength.
we
I'm
got
not going to mess with this guy.
no, we calling the catfish on him.
That's why I think it's so important to really pay attention to how you're really working that bait through that brush pile, because I worked a ribbon tail worm today. They're just
not on it
They're
yet.
just not on it. They're just not hot enough, I don't think.
Really?
You're
You're the second guy that said that.
I just don't think that that ribbon tail worm is big, right? It's 10 inches. It's a big meal, and it's just really not. They're coming out of, you got to understand, they're bringing the water down, right?
Mm-hmm.
They've been way back up in there in the shade
Mm-hmm.
for what? At least,
Yeah.
and they've been eating on bluegill, shad, and everything, and probably some crawfish, but they really haven't been messed with. That's why I caught some good ones today, because they're starting to come out. Like,
Yeah.
they're out. The bigger ones that are smarter are coming out to those brush piles. They know water's coming down. I'm going to move out.
They've been through it before. Yeah.
They know. So you just got to go out there and find you some good brush piles through the summer and just.
That's crazy because like before the water came up, the water temp was what, like 70 something?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was catching them on a big 10-inch worm. So
I catch them on a brush hog, but I wasn't.
I was catching them 10-inch worm.
Huh.
10-inch worm. And the funny part is, like, you and I've heard another dude tell me too that it's just not hot enough. And I'm like, that kind of doesn't make any sense for me because last year I was wrecking them with Dane on a ribbon tail 10 and 12-inch worms 1st of June. And the water wasn't that hot yet. And the 8-pounder that I caught it in June.
Really?
Out of a brush pile.
You know what I caught majority of my 5-pounders on last year?
What's that?
Out of a brush pile. I downsized my weight. I think it was a quarter, 1/4.
Wow.
I put a Cinco on, Texas rig. Something about the slowness is what they wanted, and I don't know why.
You caught big.
But it's just those little things. If you're throwing a big ribbon tail worm, sometimes just switch to a Cinco. Smaller weight.
You're talking about that smaller weight. It's kind of funny because last year, at the shop, they were all sold out of 3/4 and 1/2 ounce weights, and everybody's throwing that.
Mm-hmm.
And I come in and I wanted them too, because I mean they were working, and the only thing that we had in here was 3/8. And I was like, whatever, I'll just get 3/8. So I got the 3/8. I went out, then I lost them in the boat somewhere. I couldn't find them, that package, and I looked and I'm like, you know what, this is dumb. All I got was quarters in there.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, Dane, I'm gonna put a quarter on. He's like, dude, we'll be here forever. He's like, it's gonna take till tomorrow to sink, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yeah, but that's all I have.
Mm-hmm.
So I throw it in there, and I ended up catching fish.
Mm-hmm.
With that slower, Dane would be out of that brush pile 4 times with the jig before my sank to it. But I would catch 1, sometimes 2 out of a brush pile. Not always big ones, but like I'd still catch some.
And like during the heat of the summer, I will literally throw a Texas rig with no weight on it and skip it underneath boat docks and just watch my line go off. That's how I've caught some of my biggest fish. Just skipping a Cinco up underneath the boat dock and just letting it fall. And
I've caught a lot of little ones doing that.
within that foot to 15-foot mark, that big one will come out there. But the big ones are placed in the middle, the very far back in the middle.
It's hard to get to them.
And it's hard to get to them. But if it gets close by them, like within 2 or 3 foot, they'll come out. They'll get it.
Yeah.
Those smaller ones are on the edge. And the way I've seen it, they're more on the edge, the outer. The bigger ones, they're back up in that corner to the middle is what I'm trying to say. So if you're in a boat stall, I know you can't see my hands, but in that back corner to the left. But anyways, well, we better wrap this thing up, man. I've got to get ready for Florida.
Lucky.
I will say this.
Enjoy.
I want to give all the glory for God and,
yes, sir.
And to get to be on a podcast with you and Wes. It's a dream come true, and to be able to get to talk about fishing and everything, Lord, it's a blessing.
It is. It really is a blessing.
And there's one person that I really want to thank, and that's my wife as well, because she has sacrificed so much for me and our family, for me able to go out here and do this.
Yep.
And we're not living high on the hog, but we have our own company, and Sparkplot Analytics. And we take data from companies and we put it in this. That's
thought about it.
It's in the making. I definitely want to put her name on there, but Sparkplot's going on there.
It's not cheap.
Yeah, it's not cheap. But I do also want to put Modern on there as well. So I don't know how we're going to work that in, but it'll look pretty cool. She's a graphic designer, so she'll figure it out. Yeah. But to my wife, thank you. To all the people that like and subscribe to my channel, Hines Fishing, thank you. Random people stop me every day and talk to me.
That's cool, isn't it?
It is fun. I was at a store, and some guy, I was on the phone. He recently commented on my channel, and I felt bad because I was on the phone, and it was an important phone call. And he taps me on the shoulder, and he's like, "Hey, you're Coy Hines." I was like, "Yeah. Hi, how you doing?" And he just walks off. And like after that, I felt so bad because, and then when he reached out on the channel, I apologized for it. We're not always,
we're human.
Yeah. I'm trying to do the right thing. Come talk to me. Come, do whatever.
It's fun. I enjoy it. I really do. I got stopped at, man, I am sorry if you're watching this and I forgot your name, dude. I really, I feel bad. Because he fishes the old 86. I will recognize his face.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm so bad with names. I mean, guys, have some mercy on me. I do estimates, and I meet probably 1,000 to 1,500 people a year. I don't remember everybody. It's just, I'm a human, guys. I'm not a robot,
Yeah.
But no, it was cool because I was sitting there. I was loading concrete for our next project that we're doing. And he comes up to me. He's like, "You're fishing with Eddie." I'm like, "Yeah, that's me. In the flesh," and then we got to talking, and he fishes the old 86 too. Yeah, that was pretty cool because I got stopped. There was a guy one time, the Saturday, it was like a week before my Truman tournament. There was a guy from St. Louis that stopped me at the boat ramp. He's like, "You're Eddie." I'm like, "Yeah,
Big Fish Eddie.
yeah." I'm like, you know, I think that guy's name was Billy, if I'm not mistaken. And he come on, he's like, "Yeah, I'm from St. Louis. I've been watching you. I just picked up a Phoenix over here at Englishport and blah blah blah." I'm like, "That's so cool, dude." I'm like, "Thanks for coming talking to me." Because a lot of like some people are nervous. You know, you'll get that at the gas station. Like, they'll recognize you, but like they won't come talk to you. Hey, guys, I love talking. As you could tell by the length of this podcast, me and Coy are talkers. Don't be afraid. We'll talk. We'll probably skip out on something we were supposed to do, but we'll talk to you.
Exactly. My wife literally has to pull me away sometimes.
Oh, I'm so used to it. Like, my wife would, at this point in our marriage, I've been married to my wife since 2012. And at this point, she'll just go sit in the car, or she won't even pull me. She'll just wait for me at this point, because it's impossible.
Yeah.
You know, especially if it's a good conversation about fishing. If you get me started on fishing or my faith, y'all better get ready to listen.
Yeah. It's hard to get us away.
Because I'm a talk. Like anything else, work and all that stuff, maybe I don't really like talking about stuff like that. But if you get me on Jesus or bass fishing, y'all better bring your ears.
That's right.
But yeah.
Well, thank you guys for listening.
Oh yeah.
We'll
like, share, and subscribe.
We'll be back.
Oh yeah. This was fun. And if y'all like the faith part, let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we'll do like a little spin-off.
Yeah.
Where we talk about bass fishing and Jesus.
Yeah. I think that's great.
Yeah. And maybe if y'all need like prayer or something, also give us, let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
We'll do our best. We're humans. We're flawed.
Yeah. We're all broken.
Yeah.
In a broken world.
Yep. When we're just doing our best. So,
well, you ready to hit that button?
Oh, well, I am.
I want to hear that. Not a smallmouth. Not a smallmouth.
All right. See you guys in the next one.
7